Good early afternoon and welcome to Audiotree Live. Today is Tuesday, July 7th, 2015, and we're honored to have with us Amy Helm.
2, 3.
Hell yeah. Audiotree Live. We're here with Amy Helm. What's up, you guys? Welcome to the
Thank
studio.
you.
I just noticed your boots, they look a little bit worn. Are they pretty old?
They're not.
They're not? Okay. Well, they're pretty either way, I guess.
You pay
They're
extra for that.
distressed. You pay extra for
Yeah,
distress.
yeah, that's the problem, man. You always got to make
They're
it.
Yankee boots.
That's great. So we talked a little bit about this earlier, but you know, your parents are legends in the industry in their own right, and I'm just curious if you would share with me a little bit about your household growing up, as far as the music happening there. Were there musicians coming in and out a lot beyond your parents as well?
Yes, there were. There were a lot of musicians in and out, and I certainly had incredible experiences getting to hear and be around a lot of phenomenal musicians and phenomenal players, and there were definitely a lot of rock and roll highs.
Yeah.
And also certainly the flip side of some rock and roll lows.
Yeah.
And but I can say that music was a constant through the experience.
Okay.
And I think that watching people find themselves and lose themselves in that world, music was the thing that kept everybody centered
Okay.
all the time. So I was grateful for seeing that.
Yeah. Were they playing a lot as far as like, I mean, were there jam sessions at your house or people bringing over instruments to do, I don't know, parts on a song or something like that?
Yeah, there was a lot of that. And my father was very, he had grown up, both his parents sang and played in church. And his father, my grandfather, played dances. And my aunt played the washtub bass. And so
Oh,
that
cool.
was a real tradition in our family and in my family in Arkansas, that everybody played together. And he tried to, he carried that on with me and taught me songs and taught me enough mandolin and guitar to get by
Yeah.
on a hymn and learn the things that my grandmother sang in church.
Yeah. So as far as that goes, like, was your musical upbringing a lot of osmosis from those players, or was it directed sit down and sort of lessons, like that?
I would say it was probably all osmosis, because they weren't
Okay.
so much lessons, but just that feeling of, sitting with people you love, sitting with your friends and your family and learning a song and leaning into the way they're singing or playing it,
Yeah.
and then taking that into your ears and into your heart and going home with it and picking it out on the piano or the mandolin. So yeah, I would say osmosis
Yeah.
is the right word.
What about records? Were there bands that, your parents were super into, or records that were always spinning at your house?
Yeah, there were some records that my dad and my mom made sure that I knew for sure. Definitely Ray Charles. Lots of Ray Charles and Muddy Waters.
Okay.
And my mom rounded a lot of that out with Joni Mitchell
Yeah.
and Laura Nyro and lots of soul singers too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Shaka Khan, Brenda Russell. She was kind of an obscure soul singer,
Yeah.
but amazing, yeah.
Sweet. Well, thank you guys very much for coming out and playing for us. And if you're ready, why don't you roll into your next one?
We're doing Sky?
I think we were going to do Rain next.
All right, let me,
Didn't it rain?
Oh, are you
right.
tuned for Sky?
Let's do Sky next.
no, the damage is done.
Okay.
He's already too far in to the chain.
Dang.
While he's doing that, I can say
Damn.
that they're on the Sweet Harmony tour with Patty Griffin and Mavis Staples, and the debut album Didn't It Rain will be released on July 24th. So you can check that out, and this session will come out after that date as well. So do it.
fall to the sky. No someday, no sign from a water. From this time, listen to the rain. Said listen to the rain. David looked up in the heat of the day, tuned his harp and began to play all day, all night, all night, all day. Said listen to the rain, listen to the rain. Hey, all night, all night, all day. Hey, listen to the rain, listen to the rain. All day, all night, all night, all day. Yeah, cry and moan, moan and pray. Yeah, listen to the rain, listen to the rain. All day, all night, all night, all day. Yeah, cry and moan, moan and pray. Listen to the rain, listen to the rain. Rain, children. Didn't they? Oh my Lord, didn't it rain?
You're watching Audiotree Live. We're here with Amy Helm. Anyone can weigh in on this one, but specifically for Amy, to what extent do you see playing music, maybe in this band, or just playing music as your vocation or like your calling? I know that you've used the word gift before, which I've seen, but
You know, my dad always said that music was a calling and that you had to answer that calling. And I really believe that. For me, in my experience, I feel like growing into your musicianship and trying to constantly challenge yourself and move into the next level of your playing is the most joyful, most rewarding, and most amazing feeling, and keeps you in a place of being able to give that back to the audience. And I feel grateful. I've had a lot of experiences to be able to do that, and sang in a lot of different ensembles and bands, and now doing this, I feel like everything is a different opportunity to challenge myself to do that in a different way.
yeah. So you view it not hyper personally or anything, but it's definitely a growth thing for you more than it is that you're performing to like show all these other people your talent. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I worked hard to overcome a lot of insecurities and to find a lot of courage to step forward as a singer in different contexts, as an ensemble player, as a supportive player, now in this way as a solo artist, and playing with these incredible guys that I have here who are helping me find my way with it. And it certainly feels like a personal journey, and something that is definitely something that you serve, that you're honoring and
Yeah.
serving that growth.
Yeah. And so now that you're branded solo, basically, you know, now that it's Amy Helm versus, you know, past bands, I guess, was that choice purposeful to make it Amy Helm now? Because you're at this point where you feel like this is your project finally?
Yes. Yeah, it was purposeful. It seemed like, I spent a long time in Olabelle, which is an ensemble that Byron and I were in for about 10 years, and then about 10 years in my father's band. And I felt myself grow so much in both those groups, and felt so strengthened by being in the embrace of that band, especially in my father's band too, that last 10 years, and being under his teaching. He was such a teacher to all of us that I felt myself get stronger, and then I really wanted to see what it was like to step forward and have to carry a whole song for a whole night.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
to sing lead, and it changes your intention. For me, I feel it changes my intention of how I'm approaching the lyric. And
Sure.
it's a lot more vulnerable.
Yeah.
And a lot more personal, and I really wanted to see what that was.
Yeah.
See what my heroes had been doing, and try to see what it felt like to do that.
Yeah. There's a lot of power that exudes from being like, from having the name attached to the performer. You know, that's your name, and everyone that goes to the show knows that they're seeing you and these guys perform. You know, so yeah, that it's really cool that you could come finally to find that, I think, and like be able to embrace that at this point in your life. You know?
Thanks. I'm trying.
Yeah, trying hard.
It's an interesting time. It's definitely exhilarating and scary and gratifying.
Yeah, for sure. All right, why don't you guys take it away into your next one?
Which is Skies Falling.
Sing to me.
Okay.
All right.
If you're tuned for Sing to Me, we'll do Sing to Me.
Let's do what you guys are read. I didn't. Sorry, guys.
That's all right. You can check them out
Dan, we can
on
do
tour.
Sing to Me right now. Let's do it.
It's good.
He'll just switch. It's good.
You're getting really live.
You're getting a live
It's very nice. I
experience.
kind of like it actually. What are
You guys could film the band meeting afterwards, too.
Yeah, seriously, the pre and the post. That would be important. We should incorporate that into into the performance, I think. When you're ready, man.
Oh, it's all in there.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay. I should have gave the order there.
All right, here we go.
You're watching Amy Helm on Audiotree Live. Those harmonies are awesome. Thanks for that very much.
Thanks.
Would you share with me a little bit about Musicians on Call, when you first started doing it
Yeah.
and sort of how you got connected with it?
Yeah, Michael Solomon and Vivek started that organization. Gosh, it had to have been in early 2000.
Okay.
And I had been approached. I knew them. They both work in the music industry on the management side of things. And I had known them in high school. And they had approached me about doing this. And they had started this organization at first just in the pediatrics, on the pediatrics floor at Sloan Kettering, which is a hospital in New York that does treatment for cancer.
Okay.
And they would bring musicians in, and you go room to room, and you sing to the patients. And they then expanded this program to, from that one floor at Sloan Kettering, they do, I think, 6 or 7 different hospitals in New York City. They now have all kinds of different cities across the country that they do this in, and it's a really special thing. And actually, the first time I did it with my father and my stepfather,
Oh, cool.
Donald Fagan, and the 3 of us went room to room and sang for the kids. And Larry Campbell was with us too. The 4 of us went in and did that, and
Sweet.
that was pretty special.
Yeah. How does that contribute to your growth as a singer or whatever? Like, is that, because that seems like a pretty vulnerable, kind of scary thing a little bit, you know?
Yeah. Well, I know quite a few musicians who have done this program and do it a lot, and I think that it's just about the most rewarding thing I've ever done, because it really is just about sharing, doing the best you can, and just sharing your voice or your playing with the people in the room, and everybody's feeling it, you know.
Yeah.
And the bravery of the patients is always extraordinary and uplifting, and you always walk out feeling a lot stronger in your faith. I certainly did.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever felt so good singing as I did when I did that. And I've heard that from a lot of different singers, actually, who've done the program.
Yeah, it seems like a very humbling experience, right? To really put into context what you're doing and what their lives are at, or where they're at in their lives, I guess.
Yes, and also just what music can do.
Yeah.
You know, just pulling, just getting outside of your own head for 5 minutes, especially when you've been laying in a hospital room for days, is, it's extraordinary what it can do.
Yeah, right on. All right, so you can check these guys out on tour and get the record Didn't It Rain when it comes out on July 24th. And why don't you guys roll into your last one?
Okay. Sing to me.
Sing to me, let your voice come down and carry me through the silent trouble. I cannot see the angels by my side. Sing, sing, sing to me. Sing, sing, sing to me. Voices resound. Love comes back around, keep me nearer to your melody. Let me hear all the notes gliding. I can feel my heart Let your drums call out, carry me through the silent trouble. I cannot see the angels by my side. Sing, sing to me. Sing, sing, sing to me. Voices resound. Love comes back around. Voices resound. Love comes back
This is Audiotree Live, and we've been in the studio with Amy Helm. Thank you guys very, very
Yeah,
much
man,
for
I like the
performing
jazz
for
notes.
Thanks,
us.
Blake.
Yeah, thanks for having
Luckily,
us.
you did
Yeah.
that right
Thanks
after.
so much, man.
You're
You
welcome.
did that right after I hit a clam.
I know.
So it diverted the
jazz
attention.
note.
Oh, now it's
It
all
was a
about
jazz
us.
note.
Thank you.
No, it's of course.
We were jazzing off.
We were jazzing it up. Don't go jazzy jeffing it
Oh,
up.
there was no jazz.
Dan, what's the point?
You can check these guys out on the Sweet Harmony Tour and get the record when it comes out in late July. Thanks to awesome people in the studio
Yeah.
and sound engineers. Thank you to the camera and lighting crew for making it look beautiful. And viewers, thanks for watching. Support the band by downloading the session when it comes out and send a shout via social media to us or the band if you just want to connect.
And come to the show tonight
And come to the show tonight
at City Winery
at City Winery. At what time?
at 8 p.m. Doors at 6. Get your food on.
There's wonderful food and wine, hopefully by the name, right? And you can see them play. So from all of us here at the Audiotree Studios, thanks for tuning in. Goodbye.
Thanks, Blake.
Are we still rolling? Okay. Now it's over.